You've probably heard all the typical gamer stereotypes, right? Like, they're overweight, unkempt, socially inept basement dwellers who fuel their disdain for the outside world with pop, chips, and a steady diet of pizza. So how does a guy like Rick Fox have the nerve to call professional video gamers athletes?
They are digital athletes. They're professional digital athletes. What? No.
It's because the stigma around gamers
Bathroom!
has changed drastically. The esports industry has grown by leaps and bounds in the past few years, to the point where it could conceivably rival major sports leagues like the NHL and NBA someday. And as esports grows, players, teams, and organizations are taking their health and well-being more seriously. This focus on health could be traced to a handful of high-profile players succumbing to gameplay-related injuries. It's not just a game anymore. It's big business, a career, and there's a lot at stake.
We need to deal with players becoming accustomed to the rigors of the league. I mean, we're looking at these guys burning out ostensibly, having to go back to their home countries, take extended breaks. Overwatch League players, it's only going to get worse. Regular sports athletes deal with these 6-month-long seasons with constant travel, and you're going to be getting that when the localization occurs for this league. So you think it's bad now, it's only going to get worse.
Dallas Mavericks owner and celebrity investor Mark Cuban has made small investments into the scene, such as esports betting platform and cryptocurrency platform Unicorn. But he told Splinter in 2016 that he will not invest into an esports team until they take better care of their players. Today, most esports pros are healthy and they eat well, which has led to some noticeable physical changes that may well help to dispel the stereotype that esports pros are overweight. Take a look at coldzera and Nico, who have made remarkable transformations in the past few years. And it was a journey that they took together, motivating each other along the way. They're also two of the best CSGO players in the world.
coldzera with an ace! A beautiful one as well, and he's elated for good reason. Kirby hasn't really come into his own.
He wasn't saying it with a
every
flick.
days. This is good. This is good. Keep that cast going, Chad. I like it. What?
Holy shitballs.
Looking at their HLTV stats from the past 12 months, and only from big events, they are the number 2 and number 3 highest rated players in the world. Sven Skaren is another player that's made a big change. He started going to the gym in spring 2016, and only 3 months later, there was already a noticeable difference. But 5 months after that, Sven looked like a completely different person. Sven admits that his diet was a bit extreme.
Not really proud of the diet because I could just eat like 1 meal a day and then let all the fat on my body burn or whatever. So I was just like just starving kind of.
But since then, he's achieved his weight loss goal and turned his cardio-focused gym routine into a muscle-building one, all thanks to the support of Reggie and his teammates. Some players took the initiative and started taking better care of themselves, but teams and organizations chipped in as well. Teams such as Counter Logic Gaming, Immortals, Astralis, and many others have worked with a combination of support staff. From physical therapists,
So you hear all the time that some player can't show up to a big competition because they have wrist pain or because they have shoulder pain or back pain. And I think that should never happen. If you're going to be performing at the highest levels, you shouldn't need to worry about not being able to show up because you have pain.
nutritionists, chefs, or less specialized performance coaches. But teams aren't doing this just out of altruism. If their athletes are in good health, they're happier and they can train harder.
I think that if they stick to a better diet and more nutritious food, that they're not going to have burnout. They're doing something that's highly focused and highly mental, and if they can have nutritious food, that will help them in the long term.
Which is valuable for a team's franchise players and to investors. Now, how about the stereotype that all gamers are socially inept? After all, spending hours only interacting with the computer doesn't do a lot for someone's social skills. But if you want to be a successful esports athlete, communication is critical. Communication and personality are key outside of the game as well, such as during on-stage interviews.
At what point in this game did you know the win was yours?
Well, I think once I got 5 kills, I think it was kind of over. Like when they randomly just died to us, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, you know, I was like, how?
And during their streams as well, where they continue to represent their sponsors while interacting with fans.
That was my fault.
No, it wasn't your fault. We just ran into so many people at one time. It wasn't anybody's fault.
No, I dragged you down because you're like a pro and I'm just like this noob.
No, that wasn't it at all. We could have won that. We got really far together. That was great.
But I'm trash and we played with Ninja and stuff.
No, dude. Come on, man. It's not like that. Me and you were just having fun. We could have won that. You did a great job that entire time.
Oh.
I promise you did.
Okay. Thank you.
Social interaction is key to being successful in esports, and being a socially inept solo queue god can only get you so far in the industry. Added support systems in esports are not the only things helping to shape the modern esports athlete. The increases in wages and prize pools have had an impact as well. As esports infrastructure improved, players competing in the upper echelons of esports very quickly transitioned from making a living wage to being able to live a life of excess. And if you take a cursory glance at just about any pro's Instagram feed, you'll see that a lot of them aren't exactly putting away all their winnings into a retirement fund. Let's talk about sneakers. Sneakerhead culture has become rampant among 20-somethings, and esports pros are not immune. Just to name a few, Tarek went full meme in his profile picture, which featured his pair of Moonrock Yeezy Boost 350s. Device has his own pair of Yeezys and also rocked the Gucci Aces. Meanwhile, Zai is apparently a big fan of the splatter replicas from French luxury brand Maison Margiela, owning at least 2 different colors. However, it's not just the shoes that make the outfit. They don't fix an unkempt look. Sorry, Justin Wong.
Those pants, though.
Dude, I got the super dries now.
The floods. Still killing me with those pants.
Look.
Man.
But many pros also keep up in the style streetwear department as well. Olafmeister is a player who really expresses himself through his clothing, taking notes from recent streetwear trends. He was also briefly the brand ambassador for small Swedish streetwear label DRKN, which may ring a bell for CSGO fans, as many pros have worn their apparel during tournaments. Rainover gave the community a glimpse into the mindset many players have when it comes to their appearance.
I think it's really important that you show that you care about yourself.
Appearances aren't for nothing either. If players and teams look good, they're that much more attractive to potential sponsors. This can be especially true for the non-endemic sponsors who may have associated esports with those gamer stereotypes. The stigmas around esports and gaming in general are being combated, and that's done by improving the infrastructure of the industry, which trickles down to the players themselves. They're healthier, they look better, and they are more charismatic in their own way. The improvements to esports manifest in the players themselves, and as the players are the prime representatives of the scene, the optics matter. As the perception of esports improves, it will be able to reach new audiences. It will bring in more non-endemic organizations. This can only help open up avenues that wouldn't be possible years ago, and ultimately, esports will keep on growing.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.